Hello and welcome to Upload,
a podcast by those who upload for those who want to.
or who already do.
And anyone else for that matter.
My name is Lionheart and I've been creating content for over a decade.
And my name's Magicmajen and I've been trying to create content for almost a decade.
Together with some of our friends and fellow content creators, we're going to be exploring the great big world of content creation.
We'll be looking into the serious topics that face content creators today.
Because if someone said that to me like in person, or said that kind of stuff to me, you know, IRL, I wouldn't take it. So why would I take it like online? Why would I hide aspects of sort of my identity?
As well as some less serious topics.
I've been blindsided by the fact that one of your old live streams is called Suck My Missile for like the last
Sorry,
10
what?
minutes.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Upload.
Hello and welcome to Upload, the content creator podcast for those who create, those who want to, and everyone in between. My name is Magicmajen.
And I'm Lionheart.
God, you got to get that sponsorship in right away. But before we get on with this time zone's episode, remember to like, rate, subscribe, turn on any auto downloaders you have. And if you want to get in touch with the podcast, you can reach out to us at hello@uploadpodcast.co.uk or in our comments section. And it's really important that you do that because today is a prime example. Today's episode, we are turning the tables on you. In a previous episode, we asked for you to send in your battle stations, and we're going to be taking a look at some of your desks and office spaces. And also, if we get round to it, we have a question that came in from you.
Really good question as well.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
It's a corker.
It is a corker. I actually don't know how to answer it yet. So I'm like, we'll do some battle stations first.
I've put that into like the panic part of my brain. It's like, oh, you'll figure out an answer later. No.
But yeah, so we'll take a look at desks. Also, at one point, we should probably take a look at our own as well. So producer Dan, over to you. Bring up the first battle station.
Hey guys, we are the famous and very cool editor and producer for Upload, Foxy and Daxenholm. In this episode, as you know, these two are going to be looking at your setups.
We will be taking over these episodes by giving them points ourselves, alongside what they had in place already. However, they have no idea of how to earn these points.
So, we've spent some time designing an elaborate scoring system to reward them for their ingenuity, but also to ridicule them for their foolishness. We're basically point gods.
You'll see at the end of each setup, they shall earn an editor bonus. These are our points, and they will never know what we awarded them for. Do you want to take a guess?
Anyway, thanks for listening to us ramble.
And we will talk next time they upload.
So, first things first, there's a 3D printer right in the foreview, and they're making a Helldiver's helmet.
Oh, sick.
There's a Halo Needler by the looks of it. This is a combo workstation of sorts. So, like, obviously, they've got their TV.
Yeah, got TV far end.
They've got a 3D printer, and then they've got a PC in the middle. But then there's also drawers and stuff that looks to be hobby stuff and files.
Curved monitor.
I think so.
On that one. And we've got Game of Thrones, we've got Slytherin banners. Start banner.
There's so much going on here.
There is. This is the kind of full hands-on creative battle station. There's, because it's not, you're looking at it, it's not even like necessarily like a desk. It's like a workbench. Also, I have that same little phone holder. I think it's from IKEA. the little wooden one by the mouse.
Oh yeah, I used to have that at uni. Oh my gosh, no, I know the one. I'm gonna say this is not someone who's a content creator. By the looks of it, it's definitely someone who's more. This is someone who's far handier than I will ever be. Just by the fact that there's a 3D printer there, I can see the spools of extra like the plastic to be turned into 3D prints. But it's also one of those things of there's no sound interface, there's no microphone, there's no camera.
We've got speakers. That's it. But along with the keyboard, that I'm seeing multiple mice.
Yeah, I think the one on the left is for the laptop that's there. And then the wired ones for I think that's a Razer mouse.
The one on the left.
I'm not sure.
This is like the new version of like GeoGuessr, but like guess their gear from like obscure angles of peripherals.
Is that also an ammunition, an old ammunition canister, like on the floor there, Dan, like one of those World War II ones?
Is that a mini fridge underneath? Another screen down below. That bit.
It's that, or is that the PC?
That might be the PC. Yeah,
the PC because there's RGBs coming in. There's definitely someone in games. My also So 2000s, there's a lava lamp. And also there's like, what is that a cycling helmet? Some weights on the floor? This is clearly someone's space where they're just trying to utilize it as much as
everything,
possible.
yeah.
My brain is also...
they got Funko Pops on here.
Vinyls, Funko Pops at the top.
I want to see more angles of this because I feel like, is this in a garage?
I actually think this might be at the foot of someone's bed. Okay, so we're being asked that we should probably rate where they're from. As in, is this from... as in source or where the individual is from, like what nation they're from? Like, was it nation, what we rate it, and then nation, job,
I guess their job.
Right.
I mean, you could just be a really...
I think it's more of a content creator.
Right. Okay, I was going to say he's a finance manager at Barclays.
I will say though, if they're 3D printing, I reckon they've also, here's the thing, they've got enough disposable income for a 3D printer for an official Halo needler by the looks of it. It's like one of those things of, they might work in finance. I'm going to start. I think this is UK. I'm thinking there's Harry Potter, there's Game of Thrones, there's Halo, there's Helldivers. My brain is going slightly... This person is probably about... There's also a Minecraft lamp right at the back there, I just saw. Yeah. So this is someone in our age group who is, at this point, using their disposable income to fulfill their childhood fantasies, which is something I really vibe with and respect. I don't think they're a content creator, but I think they're either in tech or someone who works like a technical job, because they know how to 3D print and stuff, which obviously, and if you're designing and 3D printing, not just downloading the files,
to do the design stuff, yeah,
you've got to have a bit of a brain to you. I like how much they've crammed into the space, but as someone who's gone from having a very crammed space to a very clear space, my brain now goes, I'd prefer it a bit clearer. So I'm gonna put it a 6 out of 10. That's where I'm going with it.
I'm going to say US. I'm going to say similar, not a creator, but kind of in the kind of the video game collector space. I want to say they're good with their hands. They're good. I don't know if they're... I want to say that I feel like there's a workbench somewhere else that I'm not seeing with some power tools.
Yeah.
They're technically minded as well, though, because 3D printing and everything else. I reckon they do some design stuff with that.
It's either they've got tools somewhere else or there is a pile of shame of Warhammer somewhere.
Yeah. I'm still torn as to whether, just thinking like the setting, I think it's probably, we've got that angle either because it's a narrow, accessible bit, because I feel like they're definitely trying to make use of all that's the only space they get for them for the stuff that they get. I know the struggle, I know the pain. Then when you said like, oh, it could be a bedroom, so they're like, but I'm still going to say I don't know, it's not part of the criteria, but I'm going to say that's a garage or like something in there, or like like workshop. I'm gonna also say 6 out of 10. I think if you could get some like monitor mounts to maybe move some of the monitors about a bit to give you a bit more, like some risers to give you a bit more space that you could shuffle some bits under. Because I definitely feel like this is happened out of like necessity to get as much in the space that you've got, and you've only got that slither as possible. You've got some, like, see the drawers and everything stacked in there. I want to know what's on the pull-out drawer underneath the looks like some cool stuff on there. But maybe like raise them on stands, or maybe even see if you could get like that TV on like a bracket or something that could go up against the wall and come over, maximize that space a little bit. That would be like my tip for improvement. Yeah, solid start. I really want to know what other projects they've done.
Reveal time.
They're from Australia. Okay. Warhammer painter and cosplay work. We're getting this in. Okay. So this is a water-cooled PC, and it's the tech side of their setup. Okay. So you might be right. This might be the other side of a workspace. I think the 0.1 goes to you. I think you were probably closer.
I should say, like, with that rating, some people might be like, oh, 6 out of 10, that seems a bit harsh. But I think it's because it's organized chaos. Like, for this person, it works. They've got everything set up and it makes sense. They've got the printer next to the PC, everything slotted in, because I feel like, as I said, probably part of a larger workshop space, and this is all they've got desk space to fit all this on.
You know what? The helmet, which I'm realizing might be like a longboard or skateboard helmet.
Yeah,
Now
it
that-
looks more
I'm
skatey.
feeling Australian.
Yeah.
I get the Australia now. I'm feeling
the Aussie vibes.
Ah, yeah, they just. Yeah, I'm here. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Can you,
but yes,
can you,
no.
can
I
you
think
do an Aussie accent?
sometimes I can do an Aussie accent.
Crikey. Is Bluey as big in Australia as it is in the UK? Like, I'm just throwing it like to that person or just to any Australians watching. So just need to know.
Okay, Dan, bring on the next setup.
Hey, Bluey! Hey!
Hey!
Amazing. You get a +1 point to me for your rating at the end because it's, Bluey themed. Is that a picture of Jesus? Hi, Jesus. How you doing? I'm enjoying all the different mouse pad wrist support, and like, I can see them on the right. We've got some clutter underneath, but I do like that we've got the raised, like that's creating that tiered means you can. I'm guilty of this as well. With the best intention, you're like, I'll raise it up to make it cleaner and space to put my keyboard under, and then you're like, I'm gonna hide all my snacks and my rubbish under it and other bits and pieces, and hide lack of cable management under it and bits and pieces. I feel like there's a lot going on there. Oh, we have that same iPad case for our child as well. I don't know if maybe it's not your child, maybe it's yours, and you just wanted it really firm and protected. But they're really satisfying and squishy.
I'm seeing parents' home office right now. Also, the one thing that I've noticed so far, anyway, is one of the things.
They wear glasses.
Oh God, I'm so glad I would. For a lot, probably this is the most cohesive setup I've had in a long time, where peripherals and stuff match. Also, is that an alarm clock that's also under one of those monitors right now?
This, to me, as you said, screams. This is the sliver of desk space a parent could carve out of a busy home with kids, but they've got excellent taste because they've got Bluey background or as their wallpaper. They've got a little. Is that a little webcam on top of the right monitor?
It is, and the other thing is also I'm looking at all of it. It's like very, very normal, like office PC, and then you've got a keyboard that is screaming gamer, and it's like one of those things of I needed just a moment.
I mean, I don't want it. I'm not trying to like be creepy. I just want to see if we can zoom in on the icons on the desktop, see if there's games.
I see Discord for sure.
I see NVIDIA control panel or experience. That's Minecraft. We can see that. So the kids use the computer as well, potentially.
There is Steam. Is that the Sims over on the right as well?
Is this family PC setup? Like it's not just for the adults?
I think this is a family PC.
I also feel like this is the workhorse, like, I need to do a bit of typing, or I need to do a Word document, I need to book, this PC's booked the travel, this is booked the family holiday on as well. This is scene stuff.
This PC is used like 24/7.
I really like the lamp on the left. That's cool.
A little reading light.
A little reading light. I didn't realize we were going to like go so in depth into like the kind of. I like that we've got like the mystery behind it. This is really fun. This is great. It's like GeoGuessr but with battle stations.
You put Blue Yeti in front of that. You could easily start making some content if that was your goal.
Having it tiered up as well, you've got more space for attachments and bits.
Yeah, exactly. You could convert this space quite easy. And the other thing I'm going to say, all those comfy toys and those what seem to be like woolen children's toys and all the things around it, it's great sound padding. Do you want to go first on the rating? Because I went first last time.
Also, sorry, I've just noticed the reflection at the top. Is that a reflection in a thing showing like an LED strip along the top of the monitor?
Ooh.
Have I spotted like a secret bit?
Ooh.
Can we have a zoom in
roof?
enhance, please? Is that a reflection of like a LED? Looks like a little LED strip, or is that something on the picture somehow on the frame? Genuinely intrigued and puzzled. Again, I'm going to stick with my US vibe. I'm getting a US vibe. I can't see any of the, annoyingly, I can't see the plug pin connection. I'm going for plugs for location. Not a creator, but like casual gamer. Either they're into Minecraft themselves or they're getting their kids into gaming with like a kind of friendly builder, crafter, perfect entry gaming experience. Perhaps they gamed more when they didn't have kids, and then now like they've accepted that this is the station that they've got while they've got a young family. I like that it's tiered up. I think this is probably like a off the shelf desk, but that's given them some space. The keyboard as well, I think supports like my gamer. That they're a bit of a gamer because it's a bit gamery, the keyboard there, and they do have a webcam, so. Like I said, I don't think they're a creator, but like they've taken a Skype call or two in their time. I think just kind of, casual gamer. And I'm going to give it, I would have said a 5 out of 10, but I'm going to go for a 6 out of 10 just because they're more, but not because of like their choices, but they've tried to make the best they can with very limited space. I think what they've done with it is good. Like the two monitors together in that setup, that's ideal. There's lots of little tweaks they could do with this space, but I feel like anything they do want to do, they're going to be very restricted by. I feel like this is all the space they have, and they're trying their best to make the most of it. Maybe some little caddies to go underneath it, and like you could pull out and put some of the stuff in. As you said, Midge, very easy to kind of like get a microphone added in there. To if you wanted to create content from it, if you needed that. But I mean, I can't see a headset anywhere, but I can see they've got speakers, but I imagine if they're going to do any comms and voice chat, they'll just use their headset.
I think this is US, and that I think it's because I think under that lamp there is an extension cord in, and their extension
go in your
like straight
we're
down.
do it off the plugs. I love it.
We'll do it off the plug. Okay, I'm going to set a scene here. This is a dad in his 30s, and this is the family PC, but it's converted out of his old gaming PC. It's still got a 20 series card. It's still got a decent thing, but it's just hidden. It's been masked. And this is the family PC. It's set up to be family. But then when everyone's in bed, he jumps on. He's got his headset. It's got that bad quality, but he sits down and he finally jumps on and plays Armor for like 5 hours with guys online, or jumps in and they all just play like World of Tanks, or even it's just like they just do a WoW raid. And then it's just like I'm surrounded by chaos, but this becomes my holy site. I am going to be slightly harsher on the judgment, mainly because for some reason this is a lot of the also the speakers and stuff. My head is going. This feels like mid 2000s, and I've been taken back in time slightly. This is the sort of thing that I used to play RuneScape on.
This is an old setup. Yeah, it's getting some long mileage out of it. Yeah.
So I'm going to go 4 out of 10, and I think this person is they have a day job, but they also but this is also the sort of person that I feel like will watch streams and be very, very active as a viewer.
Yeah, they've got the 2 screens, one for playing their game, one for maybe watching their favorite streamers on.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that this person clearly carves some time to game out still in their life.
Plus they hydrate with the bottle.
Hydrate better than I do. Right, Dan, give us any results you have.
Reveal time.
So we think they're US.
I was when you were talking about it, I was getting a very different vibe. I was thinking this is mum's space.
Okay, we're being told the gaming list. We're getting Baldur's Gate, Crusader Kings. Damn, I'm getting it now. It's also I've just noticed the marbled rests. The one on the right is slightly pink. And I know that's stereotypical, but that should have also maybe nudged it for me.
One of my Discord members, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing it. If you are happy sending these setups in to give us a bit of and now we've kind of got the structure of what we're trying to do our own GeoGuessr, but of the if you want to do that in to have a bit of fun with us with this as well, because I don't know about you, Mitch, but I'm having the time of my life right now. This is the best game that I've ever played. This is brilliant. I love it though. It's really cool. Also, if perhaps, and I mean this might take some time potentially, but if at any point through the period that you listen to or watch the podcast and you send a setup in and you then upgrade your setup, send it back in, because we want it. Or if you do any, or if you go, you know what, I disagree with what you said, I've done this and this instead, send it to us because we'd love to see it. Whatever you do to your setup.
Okay, Dan, bring on the next setup. This is a kooky one, apparently.
Oh, well, we're at work. We're in a cubicle.
I'm getting an office wall. We're
in the cube.
Oh dear.
I know where they are. Then I've cheated.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's cheated. Either way, the monitor setup's interesting. I like it. I like that there's a space for it. The thing that I'm now concerned at looking at it though is, are those 4 monitors all being powered by that laptop?
You can see a cable coming out from the left, but I don't think. I'm trying to figure out. I think that's USB.
I think that's
it'll be on the back.
I think
if
that's
there's
USB-C charging cable.
Unless to power all those, there's no way, or not power them all, to connect to all those, there's no way there's going to be enough output on output ports on the back of that. So it could be going in. It could be a Type-C going into a hub to then out to it. But that's still a lot. But seeing as that is the only. Seeing as they've then got the keyboard and mouse set back from the laptop, they're obviously, I don't think they're reaching on forward onto it to use the laptop at the same time. So I think you're right that everything is powered off that laptop. I want to see that hub. That's impressive. I'm liking the little fan at the back though. You got your sticky notes under the one on the left.
Do you know what though? I've got to come clean. I hate those really micro thin
Keyboards. Can we get a zoom in on the mouse? I'm trying to work out what the word says on it. What is it? Is that,
those micro things?
I want to say it's like a straight out of the box, like kind of, here is your slimline, sleek Microsoft elegant series. You know, here's the, you know what I mean?
Again, that's what it's giving me. It's giving me corporate. Yeah,
it's definitely. Or like, this is surely their setup in their office because they don't have a home setup.
If this is at home, I'm going to cry. If this is someone's home setup, I'll leave. This will be it. I'll hang my hat.
Where do you think it is? Because I assume they're not like super remote somewhere. Maybe they're throwing me off, but obviously I googled, so I know what they are. I know what they do, and I know where they're based. Where do you think?
I'm going to say this is a European company, or it's a British company, so ex-European company. I'm going to say Germany. I'm going to do it. So this is obviously, this person works for it. So got the work one down. And again, I can't say like how this would be adapted as a gaming setup or a creator setup. So I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna give it a 2. This is not usable for in content creation, in gaming. If you did, you'd probably get fired unless you are the boss. But I will say I do like the monitor placement and like the ability to put a laptop in. But again, don't like the paper thin keyboards. Give me some. I need some response.
Feedback, yeah.
I need some response. Otherwise, yeah, that's low rating from me.
I can reveal this bit that is a British-based international supplier of insulation, roofing, and commercial interiors. I'm not seeing even an icon on there for it. I can see Acrobat Reader. guess the icon. I can see it. Yeah, I can see that one there. I mean, if they are a gamer, they've sent us the wrong picture. I mean, that laptop's, what is it? Is it a basic Dell? I think something like that, or an Acer or something. It doesn't look like it's going to be powerful to run more than maybe some browser-based stuff or some really like low-end bits and pieces. Honestly, if there isn't a PC that's plugged into, I'm impressed by whatever dock they're using to output to all of those monitors, because they don't look like they're the kind of the newer ones which run off Type-C, which would be very easy to kind of dock out to. So I imagine there's a cable out the back into a dock with loads of different HDMI outputs or something. I will say, and I agree, I think it's a 2 out of 10 because it's not a gaming setup, but it does get some points that if you were to tell everyone in the office to go away and you brought in a gaming tower and plugged into this, the monitor setup is quite nice. Like, that's what I would take from this setup, is the monitor setup. Have, chat and everything on the left portrait. You could have a readout or OBS on one of the monitors and the game on the other. Or you could even keep the laptop there if that wasn't the primary device powering it all, and have something on, like you could have chat or something on there for more stats, or like a readout of OBS or something.
Oh, if you put the camera right above where the laptop is, and you could use that as chat, it'd be like prompt.
Oh yeah,
that'd be good
placement. Actually, yeah, I quite like the height. Actually, I like that you've got it like above you've got some clearance there to work with, and then it. Yeah, the monitor setup saves it from a complete like no pointer. We're looking in someone's day job here, not their escapism, gaming or creator space. But they also have a water bottle, so good on the hydrate as well.
Reveal time.
Oh my god!
This is DantheUKDwarf.
No way! Well, in which case I know what his actual setup looks like. Well, I don't know, but because he won a streamer setup giveaway that I ran in collaboration with Overclockers a few years ago. He won like all of their like they're set up for lights, for a mic, for a camera. Yeah. We've been
bamboozled.
absolutely bamboozled. GG Dan, though, for doing us dirty like that.
Apparently he's down a monitor at work and he did not have a photo of his home setup.
What hub are you using off that poor laptop? I want to know, man. Damn, okay, I'm impressed.
Tell me what the specs on that laptop are, because if it's running that and able
It's
to
an i-
run
it's an i-
that
it's
many
an
monitors
i5.
off of it.
Intel i5. I can see the blue badge on the right. I don't know if it's an i5, but it's definitely it's Intel. I'm going to go i5.
Either way, it looks like it's Windows 11.
I love, guys, I'm loving that you guys are doing it like this to us. This is great.
Okay, bring on the next one. Oh, we're going back to a gamery person setup.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we got Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
We've got a Pokemon fan because that's Kyogre and
Was it began with an L, I think? Or no,
Is that
Lugia?
Is that Lugia?
Is
that
it?
Lugia?
I want to say it is.
I think so.
Stylized.
Pokemon Sapphire was my first Pokemon game, so I really rate that.
Pokemon was your first?
It was my first.
Dan, why do you put up work in for him? Like, why?
I'm seeing the shape of, I think, the PC on the right there. And now that looks like...
You know what? I think I know who this is.
You know who this is? Oh, okay. I think this is probably from your community by the looks of it. They've got a SteelSeries mouse mat by the looks of it. Or is that...
Yeah, SteelSeries. Oh, we got another
we
angle.
Amazing.
I love it.
Angle.
Multiple angles.
Ooh, also, purple trim on the chair. That is choice. I like the... This is a really confined space, and they've used a good shaped desk to use that.
I'm loving the L-shaped desk.
That's a decent Alienware rig.
Ooh,
I was going to say,
look at that angle.
I was going to say either that's like one of those really like sport racery NZXT cases, the back of a Corsair case, or I was going to go, or it's because the curvature is slightly.
The windows at an angle in there as well.
Yeah, it's one of those tilted Alienware ones, and I'm
so it's one of their like.
I do like the stuffed dragons as well.
Was that the name of the PC series, the Aura PC range? I think they called their pre-built Alienware systems.
Yeah. Either way, that's going to be a stonking powerful system. Like that's
got an all-in-one water cooler on the CPU. I can see.
Yeah. Is that a 40 series card?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if an enhance would help us.
It's a chonky.
It says GeForce on it.
It's a chonky card.
There's a GeForce RTX, I think.
That is an RTX, not a GTX. So it's at least a third.
At least a.
RTX was 10 series cards.
No, you had G20 series onwards. Yeah, you had still had the GT.
Oh, 20 series. Sorry,
GTX.
Oh yeah, GTX 1080. Yeah.
So 20 series onwards.
Sorry.
I'm going to say it's 30 series.
It was end of 30 series into 40 where those cards became ridiculous. I know. I've got a 3090 Ti and the thing is like you could 2 hands break it over someone's head kind of damage.
Yeah. They are thick, strong boys.
I would prefer to see this picture with RGBs on the keyboard and the LEDs like on the stand matching the blue of the Alienware PC. That's just for the showcase. My brain is going like that, but I'm guessing like there's like that sort of pastel space thing on the mouse mat. That is a Corsair HS80 headset on the side there.
Well, can you make out the headset? I was trying to work out what is that, but yeah, you're right. The white logo is the Corsair.
It's this headset right
here.
Oh
my god, amazing! Look at that. I don't know how well we're keeping score, but I feel like we should each get a bonus point if we identify the correct specific bit of tech.
They've got a webcam.
Yeah, it's one with a little privacy slide because it's sat above it. It's flipped up.
But there's no microphone.
Can we go back to the other shot?
Okay, I respect these people. I'm a Corsair stan.
Assuming it's a Corsair like suite of peripherals, keyboard, mouse, headset.
Yeah, that is a Corsair keyboard as well. I'm looking. In fact, it might be the same one that I have in front of me as well. Hear me out as well. This is a little bit of detective work. Those monitors are old.
Yes,
they are. Again, it's like me.
The one on the left is newer than the one on the right. Just going off the stand.
But also, I will say, this is going to be my guess for their profession, right? So, looking at these images, they're not wallpaper sized.
No, they're not. They're not cropped to the. Yeah.
I wonder if this person's a digital artist.
Oh, okay.
I reckon this person draws. I reckon there's a little bit of a creative bone to them. They've got a powerful PC, so they like gaming, but also that's probably enough processor power for, get out a graphics tablet and some Photoshop and do some painting. And I reckon this is either an artist they really like, or they've drawn them themselves. So I'm not going to say content creator. I do like there's a stuffed dragon on top of the PC and then on each of the speakers as well. I also think by the layout of everything, the monitor that we're looking at right now, the one that's in the center, I think they're using that as their primary. No, they can't be. They've got to be using the big one.
Yeah, I think they're using the big one
because where the camera is angled.
Because you've got the keyboard like more beneath that one. They've just got stuff off to the sides. I think they maybe they sit a slightly kind of middle angle between the two.
And I will say with the desk style, they could easily go into content. Like you could fit a boom arm in like a nice little microphone.
That's a really nice desk actually with that running raised section all the way around it.
The power of that PC, you can run a lot of games and a lot of like, you could stream from that as long as your internet's good enough. Okay, here's my ratings. I think this person's UK. There's nothing in sort of it's also the style of lamp for some reason. It's just like, that's the sort of, you got that with the apartment, but it's a really good lamp, so you're still going with it. I'm going to say not a creator, but someone who really enjoys watching content creators. Maybe has streamed once before, or done like a little cozy stream. I think they might be like a little into their graphics artist. I recognize the dragon, one of the dragons, and I don't know where from. And I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I feel like 7 out of 10 is my top of people who have this sort of stuff as a hobby sort of section. And this is like the top of the game. But like for me, in this rating for this podcast, specifically this podcast, to be in the 8, 9, and 10, it's, okay, you are clearly a creator. I can really judge your setup. Or it's like, this is the most beautiful, clean thing. Like, you know, r/Battlestation's level of, oh my God.
I think 7 says that you've got a good start to it and there's plenty of room for improvement, but you're like, this is still their dedicated gaming space.
Also, Lionheart, they've got U levels of cable management going on under that desk.
Theirs is better than mine. Mine's far worse than
that's
mine. Mine
true.
would get
That's
marked
true.
down horrifically for the lack of. Thing is, like the first time I did mine, I cabled it all beautifully, and this is the problem. Then I had something I need to swap out, and I redid everything and couldn't be bothered to then do it all properly. So when I eventually move into my new office space, I will do it all really nicely the first time. Whether it stays like that will remain to be seen. Right. Well, I think I haven't, hands up, I haven't been checking in the background, but I'm pretty sure that this is a member of my community called RNG God. I know that they stream because they've raided me a few times. If I remember correctly, they've been streaming a Third Age Lord of the Rings Overhaul campaign on Medieval 2. I mean, I don't know if they stream kind of full time, but I know that I think they game. I think this is more gamer setup, but not recently. I think because RNG God, I think you've been streaming for a while, but I think you've been streaming more and more and kind of building up to it. So gamer and streamer, but not like kind of dedicated streamer yet, perhaps. I think that the artwork on the monitor are just your favorite Pokemon. And that's why you've chosen those specific ones. I don't actually know, but I'm going to say UK as well. Just on the lamp, I don't know if it's happy accident, but that's actually a really good lamp for kind of backlighting. You've also got it against the wall rather than pointed at you, because that's going to evenly spread the light around rather than having a spotlight. Sometimes you want a bit of a spotlight, but with that lamp, you could actually do that because you've got 4 or 5. It's like a Hydra lamp, 4 or 5 different heads. So you could always turn one slightly towards you to put a bit more light on you if you need to, but bouncing it off the walls to create even lighting. Very, very good. Smart, that. As much as I love the artwork, it does hurt me a little bit that it's not fully filling up the screens. You've gone for a solid gaming PC, solid rig. I'm going to go with 7 out of 10 as well. Like, you've got that raised ridge there. I would say because I know you stream, probably something to work towards maybe if you feel like upgrading your audio a little bit. Dedicated mic away from the headset.
The HS80 is really clear, and it's actually one of those headsets that, as I would almost nudge people towards,
if you want something
people towards,
all
if
in
you're
one,
involved with content as that has a decent mic.
Because if it works and it sounds okay, and you can even just adjust it and tweak it with some OBS like filters and stuff, then rock on, basically.
I think I agree with Lion. The way I'd improve that setup, especially with that ridge that's going all the way around, pick up there's like the full sort of bundle you can get with Focusrite, because you could fit the little Focusrite under the ridge, have a boom arm come in, have the Focusrite condenser mic, wire it all up. Bob's your uncle, that's a solid gamer setup. And also, I'm seeing it. There's OBS. Yeah. Damn it. OBS is on the
Here you
screen
go.
there. Oh, yes. Okay. Content creator. Fine. I think that's a point to lie in there. Can we have the confirmation, please? Dan in the studio.
Reveal time.
Oh,
they're American.
My apologies, RNG God. I thought you were British. Just because I see when you raid me, you're always on at the same time. So I'm like, they must be British or European.
Dan went and watched your Twitch clips to get your accent. But okay, so RNG God Lionheart got the correct member of his community. They're American and they are a streamer. So again, points to Lionheart there. Right. We've probably got time for one more this episode. Oh God, this is going so much on. Well, actually, do we save the question then for another episode, or do we do the question now rather than keep going through?
Let's do the question then, because we did mention it, and we'll do more setups next time we upload.
Yeah, we'll do more
Definitely.
setups.
This is so much fun. This is great.
We're going to have to pace out when we do
definitely.
these, but we got sent so many. So again, thank you so much for sending some of
Send
those
more though, please. Overwhelm us.
Please
keep going.
Overwhelm us. Keep coming. Yeah, keep coming with those. Okay, so I know who this is sent from, but I'll read it out anyway. They've said, "Hey gents, so I've been listening for a while, and if Midge is observant, he'll know exactly who I am. I do know who you are. I just left Rotterdam with you. Been very enjoying so far, and I know you both have a soft spot for technology. I want to know, what is the biggest problem each of you encounter in content creation that you think could be solved by a single product? Can be hardware or a software solution, can be any major or minor problem, but it has to be solvable by a single thing. I look forward to the chat. P.S. Lion, congrats on the little one, and enjoy the new studio when it's set up." That's from QG.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Really
much.
appreciate that. That is a cracking
question.
question, I've got to say. Like, that's such a good question to ask.
It is really,
and it's also a really difficult question to answer, because like my mind is going through like first of all, my thought process is, what is the biggest problem to identify that I want fixed by a singular bit of hardware or software? I'm going to go with something that actually kind of already has a solution, but I know that I'm not happy that it is the all-in-one encompassing solution. I think you maybe know where I'm going with this, but it is the fact that I can stream and record separate sources all in one really nicely, and a single toggable click change what shows up on my stream versus what shows up on my recording. And I currently use Streamlabs to do this, which, yeah, they've been in murky waters with stuff they've done in the past with OBS. I think they're on a better footing now, or at least they've kind of handshook and kind of gone their separate ways, and hopefully promise not give credit where credit is due and things like that. Streamlabs very much trying to develop their own variant of the open broadcast software. Now there are plugins for OBS that let you do this, but I found their implementation to be nowhere near as straightforward as what Streamlabs does, and I would just love for OBS to make this a core feature, not require a plugin, but a core part of it. Now, I imagine the reason why they haven't done it is because it's probably difficult. And in fact, there were a few threads, but these go back like 4 or 5 years, when people said, "Hey, OBS, one of the forums, why don't you do what Streamlabs is doing by having this all built in?" And they basically, I guess maybe this was part of the falling out, or part of when they weren't on particularly good relations, and they kind of just went, it's a really buggy, like fire from the hip, loose implementation that Streamlabs have done. If they think it's kind of spaghetti code just thrown in there and it somehow works and it does what it does, fair play. The thing is, I've tried the plugins for OBS. I've tried to go back to OBS and I just can't get it to work as straightforward and as easily and also reliably. Now, I've probably now jinxed all my recordings and streams for the end of time. Streamlabs is now going to crap itself. Maybe in the last year, I've had 1 or 2 instances where the recording has had a serious problem that I can't fix. With this setup. Essentially what I try and do is I try and stream my content very much with it being a live broadcast, me interacting, me having alerts up on screen, everything firing off. And then the recording is no alerts, no sounds, no camera most of the time. Now I've actually switched to making it so that 1 or 2 Crusader Kings of Bannerlord have the face cam. Everything else I just turn it off for, because I want it to very much seem like it is just a video series. And I can obviously achieve that with editing. And essentially, what I'm doing is doubling the amount of content I create by spending half the time, basically.
So what you're looking for is essentially an encoding routing table, a way to essentially say, This
a full
like the
a full
recording-
routing table for every scene, video, and audio source.
Yes.
Which so far, for me in my use case, Streamlabs is miles ahead, and it is the only reason I still use it over regular OBS. Alongside the fact that every so often OBS, every time I hit stop recording, it freezes and scares the crap out of me for about 10 minutes until it finishes encoding the video and it saves it. It's the nature of the beast. Often, as long as you can get the end product out of it, even if it crashes halfway through, you're like, yep. And we've said this before on the podcast that what we are actually trying to do as creators with OBS, doubling the instances of what we're showing, is actually even now, even with all the tech we have, it still should be we should realize for what it is. It's mind blowing that we're able to actually achieve this. We are dabbling in, the dark arts almost of what we're trying to do, because in a high-end production setup, typically you're not really doing it with the software. Most of the time you're feeding it out with cables, and you're using capture cards to bypass all the stuff that OBS is doing in software, and you're trying to do it with hardware, and you're doing it into super custom bits of hardware that you don't really see outside of a broadcast scenario. And OBS is taking all that and saying, you could do all that and spend hundreds of thousands on all this really expensive gear, almost doing your own TV broadcast or on that level. We're going to give you all that power in software. It's not going to work all the time, but we're going to try and make it work. So it is phenomenal that way. But yeah, I would honestly like OBS to actually now, even if they just take what the plugins have started doing with selective recording, I think that selective record is the main plugin. I would like them to incorporate that from there. And that's not to say I want to dismiss what the work of additional creators have done for those plugins, but I think if it's natively supported, it will ultimately work and be more reliable and more stable, because that's constantly what the OBS team is trying to make. They're trying to make it a stable, not just a bit of software, but almost a stable platform for you to create through and with. It's again another reason why I kind of favor the Streamlabs fully integrated. It's all part of their ecosystem. Even if it's a janky implementation, even if it's the worst possible way they could have done it, it does work. And that's, as a creator, that's what I need. I need something that seems to reliably just work for what I need it to do. So that's my answer right now that I can think of.
I think as well that when the 40 series and up cards come more into play with the multiple encoders, there'll be far cleaner ways to do it.
I hope that that's what OBS has started to do, especially with that Twitch beta that they've started doing.
That's kind of what I'm
hoping that they start going.
Go.
Yeah, you can choose not just separate encoders, but also then what gets encoded on a scene level, on a source level to each one.
Yeah, here's one that doesn't particularly hit me right now because of the audio setup I have. But what I will say is right now, my content creation solved by a single product thing will be something audio related, I think. So right now, still the only real ways to do virtual mixing and stuff without a piece of kit like the Rodecaster Pro 2 or the GoXLR or anything like that is through programs like Voicemeeter. And Voicemeeter is so clunky that you need a degree to understand it. Then you have other ones where it's like they're tied to a specific brand. So you have Rode Unified, you have the SteelSeries GG, and all of those ones. All of them seem to be a little clunky if you try to ask them to use non-branded products of theirs. Even sometimes their own branded products don't work with those things. So I think my thing right now, this is going to be just general, I think tech-wise, would be I would like for a tool that is a routing table for all audio sources that run through a PC. So I would like to have a virtual mixer, a virtual routing table that I could do down to an application level, go, this EXE is producing sound, this is on a line in the routing table. Essentially all turn everything into a virtual audio cable. And here's the final caveat on that. And it's one that has the understanding and tells Windows that it's taking control. Because if Windows tries to steal control, yeah, I understand that this is probably something that could be done easier on, say, like a Linux machine rather than a Windows machine. But
I haven't used it for a while because my brother's now using it, the Elgato Wave mic, but I'm pretty sure the Wave software attempts to do a lot of that, but I don't know if it plays ball with anything not Elgato.
Exactly. This is I want one that's not attached or affiliated directly with a company that makes audio devices. It has, the application where it's like this is certified to use in the same way that the Elgato camera capture cards, they have that use guide of this is the cameras that work, have it with audio, but just a generic sort of open broadcast.
The routing table from the Go XLR, but not requiring the hardware to run it.
Yeah, because essentially like a DAW-esque sort of routing table thing that's kind of a patch all. Because right now I'm using, for certain things, for example, recent OBS stream that I was doing, so I'm using audio from like people's lines coming into my thing, going out as the main streaming sounds, and then I'm using browser sources to capture single audio lines for the recording. And I would want exactly what you say. I would like this line, this line, this line, this one is going out to the stream.
You essentially, you want the Go XLR, but purely in software only form, with having all the different routing options and inputs.
Yeah, and yes, and on it. And I'd like to be able to say, okay, one is a stream send, one is like an aux send or a recording send or a monitoring, or like you can have like 3 sends. One's stream, one's recording, one's thing, and you just click on off on
what you want showing up and all the different
Yep. Just so again you could save yourself a bunch of time. I think we should be
proud of our answers there, because I know we both came into this thinking that was a very good question. We wanted to give a very good set of answers. I think we did good.
I feel like we could continue to answer that question. And if we have another answer to that question in a week, we might go back to it. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Remember to get in contact with the podcast at hello@uploadpodcast.co.uk. Please send in your setups. We've got a backlog to get through now, but it's so much fun now that we got the thing. And we're going to have to worry to not turn the podcast into We Rate Your Setups podcast. We're going to have to try and space it out. We're going to have to space it out.
Segments, maybe. I don't know.
If there is a topic you want us to cover, also getting to us on the email if you have questions, that sort of thing. Remember to subscribe, turn on your auto downloaders, and we will see you next time we upload.